Hi, so let's talk about where to live and the cost of living in our area. And so I wanted to go into the cost of living. And people say, we have a very affordable area. Of course, that's very relative. All of Northwest Illinois, all of the Midwest in general, typically tend to be a lot more affordable than either coast or different, big areas as far as big markets where there's some of your big cities and your biggest population density, right? You get out into the rural area and it's smaller communities where people tend to just be working class, and our average typical American, right? So that just makes this whole area a lot more affordable and just the quality of life a lot different. So people will then ask me, well, but what about what neighborhood and, where do I want to live? Because, maybe they haven't lived here in years, maybe they haven't ever lived here. And so they're coming, to an area that they've never been. And I'm going to ask you questions like, what do you do? What do you do for fun? Do you have a family? Do you need to be close to certain things? Do you want to be close to doctors and hospitals? Or how close do you want to be? And, what shopping do you like to do? What travel do you like to do? Do you need to be near an airport? Or how much do you travel and want to have those things? So things to think about as far as what you're doing in your life and what stage in your life, because it changes all the time, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to be near anybody and I want to live a half an hour from the city and I want to have acreage. And sometimes it's like, no, I want to be 5 minutes to get to the doctor and to the grocery store and things like that. So all of those things vary in different stages of their life. As a first-time home buyer, I might be asking you, where did you grow up? What type of home did you live in as a child or as your best memories as a young adult or in your childhood? Because many times that's the kind of home you buy as your first home. So a lot of different questions and a lot of different discussion we're going to have. When we first start getting out and looking at a home, the first few homes that we look at will really help to give me a better feel for what do you like and what are you comfortable with. Because you might say, oh, I'm good with making repairs, no big deal. And then we get into a house that needs completely redone and you're like, okay, I'm okay with some repairs, but not this level of repair. And so, or you might be the person who says, well, I really wasn't thinking about doing repairs, but I looked at some homes and I really kind of want to make it my own. So those kind of things as we get into the first few houses looking at, really is going to make a difference. And so I want to make sure that, you understand why, we're saying, hey, let's go take a look at this. Let's go drive around a couple of these neighborhoods. Many times when people are moving to the area, we'll do a community tour and say, okay, here's what the parks look like. Here's what the schools look like. Here's what this neighborhood looks like and it's average this price. And here's what this neighborhood looks like and it's average this price. So I'm not going to say where you should live. I'm going to ask you why you want to live there. And let's talk about what is important to you. Do you bike? Do you want trails? Do you, have horses? Do you have ATVs? What are the things that you have or that you want to do? We have several lake communities around the area. Do you want to live on the lake or do you want to live in the lake community? And so a lot of different things to think about and a lot of questions. So you might say, oh my gosh, why is she asking me all these questions about, what are my hobbies and, and things like that. And that's why, because it really then plays a difference into the quality of life that you're going to have if you're near those things. And if those things are available to you and those things are still, within reach and within affordability to you. So when you start asking about neighborhoods, best neighborhoods and cost of living of where, we're going to talk about some of the rural communities. We're going to talk about the main metropolitan areas. We're going to talk about the shopping and the schools and all of that kind of stuff. And so that's my question to you isn't that, okay, what are the best ones? I'm going to say, what are the best ones for you and what is the best option for you? As you have questions and as you're ready for me to bring you those questions, you can send us a message, give us a call, send us a text. We look forward to hearing from you and we look forward to helping you and finding you the right home.